Okay.
And eventually it just leads to them being the villains.
Okay.
Where they're going bazinga mode.
Yeah. That's not a word. What the hell is bazinga mode?
On random people.
The hell is that?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Anna, wait until we're invited.
Oh, for God's sake, Kelly, get the hell in here.
What?
He actually sings in the shower. So.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
You know Hugh Jackman.
And wear a hat, please. You're just getting over a cold.
Joe, you wear a hat too.
Where are your sisters?
I can't find them.
Anna? Joy?
Wait, I checked the entire house. They're not here.
Dad, there was this RV and they were playing on it. They thought there was someone inside.
You wait here. I'm coming up.
I couldn't find them!
Detective Loki.
Detectives.
I'm gonna find your daughter.
You go, Jake.
Show me your hands right now!
You put those girls somewhere else. No. I know you put those girls somewhere.
Yeah, really.
He stays in custody until my daughter's found, right?
We have a 48-hour hold on. It ends tomorrow unless we bring charges.
We'll charge him with something.
That boy has never been in trouble, not a day in his life.
Well, this thing's clean. I'd start looking in the woods by the rest stop.
The police said they're letting him go today.
What you doing? Tell me! Oh, no! Day 6. And every day she's wondering why I'm not there.
You told us that you could protect us from everything.
Why did you look for my daughter? Alex.
What in the world did you do?
Someone has to make him talk, or they're gonna die.
We're not gonna help Kelly, but we won't stop him either. Let him do what he needs to.
Wow.
I know you know where they are. Where's my daughter?
That looks crazy.
Oh yeah, look at that cast. Ooh. Dude. Alright. So, we just watched the trailer for the 2013 drama movie, Prisoners.
We did.
And my wife and I watched this movie recently. It is fantastic. We absolutely loved it. And now Mason is going to try and guess the plot based on the trailer we just watched.
Yes, so we know that, the girls got taken away, they're playing next to this RV, and they're gone now. Jake Gyllenhaal, Detective Loki, is he's the guy who's trying to find the daughters for this family.
Yeah.
And I think, the case there's the Riddler.
Yeah,
Riddler.
Paul Dano, but yeah.
Paul Dano, who is the main accusation. He's being interrogated. Jake Gyllenhaal really thinks it's him. The family really thinks it's him, but there's no real evidence.
Yeah.
And they're kind of going crazy, Hugh Jackman's family, Jake Gyllenhaal are kind of going nuts. And I think they kind of get carried away. They start kind of hurting innocent families.
Who's that? Yeah, describe people.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman's family.
Okay, so you think they're not related. Jake Gyllenhaal's a detective.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman's a dad.
Yes.
So you think they're working in unison in
Yes, that's why we saw him yelling at that one person in the bathroom.
Okay.
And I think that they're kind of, Jake Gyllenhaal's getting more crazy. Hugh Jackman's kind of him and his family are just stressing, where are daughters.
Okay.
And eventually it just leads to them being the villains.
Okay.
Where they're going bazinga mode.
Yeah. That's not a word. What the hell is bazinga mode?
On random people.
The hell is that?
On random people. And that they have mild suspicion of the fact that they've kind of put all these random people into the situation, kind of sits with them.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So, I tried to help you out, man. You are so close.
What?
The problem that the one thing you missed that is extremely pivotal to the plot, and you can't really tell from the trailer, so it's not your fault. But Hugh Jackman is the dad of one of the daughters that's taken, and Terrence Howard and Viola Davis are the dad and mom of the other girl that's taken, right? So, and then Jake Gyllenhaal is a detective working the case to find these two girls that are missing, right? what is actually happening. So at the beginning, you know, the detective is trying to work with Hugh Jackman and all that stuff. They bring in the guy that we saw crash the van.
Yeah.
His name is Alex, which is great for me. Fucking love having the creepy dude in the movie named Alex. That's awesome. So they arrest him after he crashes his van, and they hold him for 48 hours. But after 48 hours without probable cause, they gotta let him go.
Yeah.
So, but the detective's like, look, I'm still searching, but Hugh Jackman and this other family are just putting a ton of pressure on Jake Gyllenhaal to figure out who it is, and Hugh Jackman is 100% convinced it's Alex. That Alex is the one who abducted his kids, and that he should have never let him out in the first place. Yeah. So Hugh Jackman goes out, and that's when you see him, Alex tied to the radiator. Hugh Jackman did that himself.
Yeah.
The detective doesn't know about that. Hugh Jackman starts taking it into his own hands and starts saying, screw the police, I'm gonna do whatever I want to get the information. So he kidnaps Alex at gunpoint, which you see in the trailer, and then tortures him to try and get information out of him. Now, I am not going to go into the full plot of this movie. There's a lot of big twists in this film. It's 2.5 hours long, and about a little after the 2-hour mark, my wife turned over to me and said, how much more could be in this movie? Not because it felt long. It's a very fast-paced film, but because there's so much information, there's so many different things going on, and there's so many red herrings, I'll toss that out there, that you don't know which thread to follow, which one's actually going to lead to the girls, if any. Very interesting. I think it's a very, very cool movie. But the heart of the messaging, like the conflict in the movie, is, you know, having faith. This movie is actually very religious. There's a lot of crosses and religious undertones. It's about having faith in letting the process, you know, kind of work itself out, having faith that people are doing their jobs, things like that, versus taking things into your own hands and, you know, sometimes what negative things could come from those actions. So that's it's a very deep movie. It's very deep and it's very dark. But if you're into like real crime or any of that stuff, you're gonna love this movie. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, everyone in this, their acting is impeccable. So this was a really big movie when it came out. It did really well. I feel like the discourse around it's kind of trailed away, but I think this movie holds up extremely well 10 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is this something you think you give a shot?
Yeah, it seems cool. It seems like something that I'd find interesting just because of, I love the Riddler and the Batman. He was probably my favorite part of the movie. Yeah. And Jake Gyllenhaal, Hugh Jackman, there's a lot of big names.
I will warn you, Paul Dano is playing a character that is mentally limited. So he doesn't have the biggest speaking role.
Got it.
Doesn't mean he's not effective, but you're not going to get the same thing you got with the Riddler and the Batman. Just to help set expectations for everyone out there that hasn't seen this movie. Cool. But he's still really good at what he does. Yeah. Trust me. And then, the vocal acting, you get plenty of that from Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal and the other people in it. But yeah, please check out this movie. Do not ruin it for yourself ahead of time. Go into it. The less you know, the better. So I would say what you learned in this video is enough. Go watch it. Let us know what you think. Thanks for checking out this video.
Like and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about the movie in the comments below.
Let us know if there's any movies you want us to watch. Who knows, maybe we'll watch them together.